everyone, it's Snails here. As you can see, I did the shave thing, like I said I would. Uh, a couple pictures went up on my social media over on Twitter. Um, so I had proof. Low resolution, low, terrible image quality proof. Uh, as you can see, it's starting to grow back in. I have expressions again, which is nice, and my hair is still ridiculously short. Uh, Living without eyebrows is terrible, and I don't recommend it. In the Kickstarter text down below, Jen and Brad will be breaking down the budget for Chromatic Gamut, showing you exactly where each of your dollars goes. They'll show you where our money went and why our stretch goals are stretched out the way that they are, if you'll forgive the pun. Um, but before that, here's Bailey, as promised.
Hi, I'm Bailey. I'm the project lead and co-creative lead of Chromatic Gamut, as Snails introduced. I'm going to be giving you guys a hopefully quick, crash course on houses and the ballroom scene, not just in real life, but also how it translates into our book. So a really quick history, this is going to be like bare minimum. If you want to learn more about houses, I highly suggest that you do a Google search or you watch Paris is Burning, which is a fantastic documentary that gives you a really in-depth view of a few of the houses in the ballroom scene and what it means to be a queer person in New York and trans and a drag queen or king and all these things. Anyways, so the ballroom scene is a space that was created by queer people of color and predominantly occupied and created by Black people and Latinx people. So the space was created because a lot of Black people and Latinx people were not being given fair judgment in performances, in modeling and, drag competitions and lip syncing and all of these things. So they created their own space, which they called the ballroom scene, or balls or ball scene. There's a bunch of different names for them. It was created in New York between the 1950s and the 1980s, and it showcases things like walk-offs and Vogue competitions, lip sync battles, drag shows, and whole things that kind of fit into that category. We actually credit a lot of what we know about drag performances now in the today, to what was created by our brothers and sisters and siblings from that space where, what we know about, the big over-the-top drag performances and the big hair and the makeup and all these things was really heavily influenced and created by Black and Latinx peoples. So this space is, you see something called houses, which in real life there's houses called House Extravaganza and House Ninja, and there's a lot of houses named after fashion houses. And what those are spaces, literal houses, where they're operated by a house mother or a house father as the house parent that help queer people who would otherwise be living on the street because they don't have anywhere to go, have a space where they can live. So they, provide shelter and food and a space where they can crash. And the other side of that is a lot of these individuals then go to perform in balls. So as models and performers and that sort of thing, and winning ballroom competitions, you get trophies and, titles, and you can bring that skill that you learn, whether it's sewing or singing or whatever it is, into your future as a performer or somebody who designs and stuff like that. So that's how they operate in the real world. They're these humanitarian charity spaces that are predominantly run by trans women and gay men and drag kings or queens. And in our world, we wanted to really honor that. So we elevated them to noble status because we 100% believe they deserve that. And they're still these charitable spaces where they help individuals who would otherwise be on the street or displaced by some event. They have somewhere to go, and they can take on the house name and help people house and feed and all of these things. So our houses are the House Protege, House Lubricious, House Voluptuous, and House McQueen. And House Protege is this beautiful unicorn motif crest. House Voluptuous is this sword that kind of has like this, looks like there's like a butt on it. We have House Lubricious or Lubricus, which is a crown. And then we have House McQueen, which is these two legs and high heels with like flames up the side of it. House Protege is our flagship house, and you've probably seen some art for it on our Kickstarter page. And we've actually put it onto this beautiful journal that was created by the Speechless Bard, which is a ethically sourced leather working company that operates out of Europe. These journals are handmade, handcrafted, designed. There's so much effort and work that goes into these beautiful pieces. The stitching is rainbow color. They fit an A5 journal paper, and the paper that comes with the journal is like recycled and just very ethically sourced and, good for the environment, that sort of thing. And it's actually a journal sleeve, so you can replace the inner journal pages once you fill them to continue using the journal itself. They're super beautiful. If you haven't looked at them, actually, we'll probably throw up a picture. We highly suggest you check them out and get one because they're super beautiful, and like I'm really, really passionate about wanting to like properly honor these like noble houses and like this amazing scene that has like so much given so much about how queer people talk today and drag performances, and so much of what being queer is about is because of what was created by the ballroom scene in real life, and I really think that's an important part of our culture. Anyways, I'll hand you back to Snails, so I hope that you will check out more things with our Kickstarter and our journals. So thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Wow, that was educational. I absolutely paid attention to everything that was being said there and saw it live, just like you. This is not a pre-recorded message. This Friday, June 25th, we're doing an interview with Table Talks about Chromatic Gamut. There'll be links in the Kickstarter below to the Twitch page, and you can follow us on social media at Action Fiction on Twitter to see the latest updates and get links when we go live. We also have a playtest on June 28th on the Action Fiction Twitch. I will be taking part of that as well, so I'll be in the chat and playing, and I'll be able to answer any questions about the subclasses. We'll be playing at level 15, so if you had any questions about how any of the classes work or wanted to see a preview of some of the high-level abilities, as well as some of our magical items and monsters, I highly recommend that you come and check it out. I'll be in the chat, as will Bailey, and we can answer any of your questions that you might have. Thanks for watching.